Hey everyone, welcome to Aussie Homeschool Adventures. My name's Jo, it's great to have you here. If you are new to my channel, welcome, it's so good to see you. If you are a returning subscriber, it's great to have you back. So today I've got my end of year review, end of term 3 review and my plans for term 4 and the end of our homeschool year. So please stick around. If you haven't already, do hit subscribe to my channel, it really does help me out. Share this video with your friends that are homeschooling and let's get started. So term 3 was a bit of a better term for us in some ways. We spent the last 9 weeks with a lingering coldy, snotty, coughy kind of thing. Wasn't enough that made us bedridden or anything like that, but just lingering coughs and a bit of congestion. So we haven't done as intensive amount of work as what we might have done, but we have still been able to do school. So we are finishing up our math lessons for a living education for both my children and their language lessons for a living education. Both of them have pretty much finished those books that they started not this year, but last year, midway through last year. So they should have really finished them last year. We got out of sync at one point and we've never really caught up. So I've drawn a line in the sand and decided that now, because it's October, and we're finishing these books now, that I'm actually going to just go, yep, we're going to finish the current grade level books that we're on and we will start fresh in January with the next level up for their maths and their language books, which is fine. I'm okay with that. They're okay with that. It will just mean that we're technically working a grade level behind. But if they're motivated enough and they want to actually, power through one of those books, we could do that. They're not that hard. But my kids aren't that kind of a kid that they have any great desire to roar through a book and keep pushing and doing that sort of work. They don't. And I don't have any strong need to push them. So we'll just keep tracking. So we're going to stop those. We're still finishing up our marine biology unit that we started at the start of the year from The Good and the Beautiful. We'll be finishing up that. We're finishing up our Dr. Dolittle Read Aloud that we've been working on. This beautiful little book. It's just one of the classic starts. So it's a slightly shorter length story. We're about halfway through. So we'll finish him up. The girls have been really enjoying Dr. Dolittle, so have I. And we've been working on a literacy lap book that goes along with it that I got from Confessions of a Homeschooler. So when we're finished with Dr. Dolittle, we're going to move on and we're going to do this beautiful book. This one is The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe from Narnia. I love Narnia. And I found this book in Kmart last year. And we were going to do it last Christmas. We never got there. So it's actually a really good time to be finishing up all of our main curriculum so that we can do some fun stuff and some different stuff. So I've got my lap book all printed out. So they have a beautiful cover like this. And then there's different sheets and activities to do. So we've got like a Turkish Delight recipe there that we might attempt. I'm not sure if I'm brave enough to try and cook Turkish Delight. We may just buy it. Little lift the flap thingies about Mr. Tumnus. Different sheets to fill in. This one's a few facts about the book. So we're going to draw the cover and predict how the story ends, which might be a bit hard. My girls have actually read it before. Yeah, so we'll work our way through this one. There's actually, I'm pretty sure, yep, there we go. So that's a picture there of how the lap book comes together at the end. So they're lots of fun, and we're doing one of those now for Dr. Dolittle. So we'll do that, and we'll read our way through Narnia. I'll just give you a quick glance at some of the pictures in here. I'll find, so absolutely stunning illustrations. They are just beautiful. I'm pretty sure this is the same length book. It just has beautiful illustrations, which my kids will love. And then once we've finished reading the book, we'll probably watch the BBC version of it. We might watch the Disney movie. I'm not sure. My only concern is the Disney movies are a little bit scary for my youngest. So we're going to do that. And then both my girls have been learning about mechanics of writing sentences and writing paragraphs. So I bought these ages ago and we've never used them. I even had them printed, so we haven't used them. So I'm going to pull these out and we're going to use them up. It might be a little bit too easy, but I think they'll be a great refresher review kind of thing to finish up the year with. So they're both from Ed Zone or the Crafty Classroom, but they're really bright and bold in places. So they're a structured program that just goes for 8 weeks for this one. And then there's some, cute little worksheets that we'll work through together. They shouldn't take too long. So my goal is to actually get through this in less than 8 weeks, is to get through it probably in about 4 weeks. We'll probably skim over some bits of it. But just to help solidify, my youngest will do the sentence one, how to write a sentence. And then for my oldest daughter, we have their 12-week how to write a paragraph program. Now, we may not use all of it, but we're going to have a go and we'll use a fair bit of it. She's been writing paragraphs this year, so this will be a great, just solidifying that knowledge for her. So that'll be their language arts for the majority of it. And then I have this really fun unit that I bought too from the same guys. It's Fables and Tales, so it's all about fairy tales and things like that. So we're going to read the story and then work on some activities about it, like character profiles and compare and contrast some of the characters, how they're the same, how they're different, character emotions, some story sequencing. Yep, we've got our Fables and Tales, so we're going to work on that one as well. And then I have this one. So this is another one that I will probably do with both of my girls, and we'll work through this as well. It's an interactive grammar mechanics sort of interactive notebook. Once again, really, these are really quite short lessons, so I'm pretty sure we can power through this and get it done fairly quickly. But they're cute, short little sheets that I think should be fairly fun. Just to help review and solidify all the learning that we've done this last year or so. Because we'll work on this now through October, November, probably at least the first 2 weeks of December. And then I'll insert a little clip here of the Christmas Around the World unit that I'm planning on using. I bought it from This Reading Mama or Teachers Pay Teachers. It's got some beautiful worksheets, so I'll insert that clip here. So yeah, Christmas Around the World from This Reading Mama. It's a beautiful lap book worksheet kind of thing. So day 1, we've got a teacher read aloud here, so that's really good. We'll read that. And then there's 3 different levels of worksheets. So a write and draw and write, dotted lines, and then the next level has just solid lines, and then this one has no space for pictures and more lines. You get a chance to make a little passport with them and a little suitcase to keep all your activity sheets in, which I think is just so stinking cute. So we'll probably do this. We'll make the passport up and we'll make up our little suitcases. Just probably a manila folder and little handle printouts there. She gives you the beautiful world maps, and here's the passport that we'll make. So it's lots of fun and hands-on, and yeah, a really fun way of learning about how Christmas is celebrated around the world in different countries. So then there's lots of more information. So they give you some more detailed maps here as well that we might use for some of it. We might not. There's a fair bit of detail in these, but they'll be good for the girls to spot the countries and find where they are and see where they are in relation to the rest of the world and where we are in Australia. So yeah, we'll probably look at these definitely. And then, yeah, so you have the option of either a read and learn page like this where you read all the information and the kids can just listen, or there's some cards coming up down here that you can, has pretty pictures on one side, coloured pictures on one side, and the same text, I believe, on the back. So you print these out double-sided and the kids could read them themselves if they were a big, confident enough reader. Or you could read the back while they look at the coloured pictures on the front. I'm not sure what way I'll go yet. I'm probably going to use the read aloud pages and then the sheets that are coming up here in a minute, along with a combination of the activity that's further in the book. So I'm just scrolling through. So these are the black and white versions of those same cards so that you could print them out and the kids could colour them in. My girls aren't that big on colouring, so we probably won't bother with those. Scrolling through. So these are the let's colour and learn about. So while I'm reading, they can be colouring in these pages. So we may do these pages as something different. So yeah, there's like report pages at the back that you could do as well, so the kids could research or recall what we've learned about those countries. There's a little scrapbooky page as well. I probably won't use these. There's an option to do a postcard activity. So there's lots of different options that you can do within this unit. It's really quite all-encompassing. Comparing and contrasting, some basic little ornament activities here that we probably won't use once again, but they are there as an option. And then some different activities that you can do for each country that's included in this unit. So, yeah, we'll probably do some of these. We may not do all of them. Just depends on how much time we have on that day. But that's, so yeah, these are the other countries. So there's like Hanukkah, I think you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I butchered it to the Jewish people. So information on there, which we'll probably read through and talk about. And then Kazwana, which I like the South African, I think it is, and the Chinese New Year. So we'll definitely read all of these and learn a bit about their holidays that aren't Christmas, but there are significant holidays for those countries. Girls, it's their second grade, which is sort of in between both of my girls' levels, because it's American second grade. I find that their levels are a little bit higher. Some of these sheets will go for either or of my children. And once again, I'm using it more as a review thing rather than a learning new concepts. So we're going to use some of the activities out of that. So I'll insert the clip showing you some of those pages because I haven't printed them all out yet. And I don't want to print all of that packet because I'll only print what we used to try and save some paper. So this is the Moffat Girls Christmas no prep packet. It really is a no prep thing. It's so simple. You just choose the activity and print them out, and they're some cutting ones and gluing and stuff, but they're pretty fun and they're pretty short and sweet little activities. So we'll probably do 1 or 2 of these a day. So there's things on grammar and writing and story sentences and things like that. So this is a finding the vowels. I tried to zoom out, sorry, it just didn't work. So in a beautiful little Christmas picture they can colour in, adding in commas into the story here for the Christmas cookies, answering some questions as well, roll and find things for dictionary pages, creating their own comic strip, some boggle, making words, making other words here again with the word decorations. So a decoding thing, lots of different activities. It'll be great for both my girls, different levels within that for me. So that's my plans for the end of the year for those sorts of things. So yeah, Christmas around the world, which I'm really looking forward to. That'll be lots of fun. And then we'll probably finish up our marine biology. I have a space unit there in reserve that if we get done with marine biology by some miracle and we are looking for some science, I might pull it out, but I'm being realistic. I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, that's pretty much my plans till the end of the year. We'll do that. We'll do some Christmas cooking and some Christmas crafts, all those sorts of things. I can't believe it's nearly Christmas time. I really feel like this year is just, I've blinked and I've missed it. It's crazy how fast 2021 has gone. So yeah, so that's pretty much my plans for term 4. Term 3 was a really good year, really good term for the most part. Like I said, we've been able to finish up some workbooks. I've really seen my youngest start to get her reading coming along quite well. She sat down with me and read a whole bunch of stuff, and I just sat there and was like, you just read all of that? Oh my goodness, like, wow, that's amazing. And high-fived her and really praised her and built her up because it was really amazing. So yeah, we've been working on that. We've been working on marine biology. We've been working on our world geography, working our way through that. So we'll finish up our Asia gather round unit, and then our geography will become our Christmas around the world. So that's how those two will merge together. Yeah, that's pretty much what we've been working on and what we will continue to do. I will, our handwriting and spelling sheets will finish up. Well, our spelling sheets will finish when we finish our language arts curriculum. Probably won't do any formal spelling over the next few terms. We'll keep watching our Australian history maybe once a week. Our My Place videos from the Australian Children's Television Network, we've been watching them through our local library's digital streaming service, so that's been fantastic. It means I haven't had to buy them and we can just watch them, stream them live, and they've been really good. We've just been watching them and discussing the differences and talking about some of the things that are different from then versus now, and looking at the clothing and the outfits, the way they talk, the way they do things, the way people are treated, things like that. So it's just been a real gentle sort of thing about Australian history. We've been reading a little bit of this book, The Upside Down History of Down Under. We've read some of that as well. I'm not sure how much more I'll read now. We're about halfway through it. And there's a lot of stuff in here that, whilst is very important, and I absolutely agree that the treatment of the Aboriginals and what happened needs to be taught to children, I'm just not sure that my 8-year-old is ready for some of the more gruesome facts and figures. So I'm not sure how much more of this we'll read. We'll read little bits and pieces, and we have spoken about the fact that it wasn't very kind and it wasn't very good and all those sorts of things. And we have talked about it on the whole as part of our world history stuff, because we've been doing it for thousands of years globally. It's always been a takeover thing. You want this bit of land, so they're going to fight and take this and then this and this. So anyway, whole other issue. So yes, so we're still doing our Australian history. We'll finish up. We may finish up with that when we finished up with our language arts and we're switching around things. I'm not sure if we'll keep going with it or not. We'll keep going with our coding. We'll keep going with, so for maths, I've got, like I said, that December packet, but I've also bought from Master Books their Practice Makes Perfect books for levels 2 and 3, which is the levels I've been working on. So I will probably pull out a few pages from there and we'll use some of that as a bit of review on our maths, just once again to solidify our maths skills and our maths knowledge. We'll use our flashcards. These are the Master Books triangular ones. These are really cool. So you can see that they go, and you can see which ways they go and how you can get to the different answers and the facts. And then they have the facts on the back. So that one, for example, is the front, and there's the facts written out on the back. So I'll be using those with my oldest. Going with our Answers in Genesis books, Answers for Kids books for our Bible for the moment. I think that's pretty much what we'll be finishing up with for the year. I'm just checking my my planner here. So I will probably pop back on in the next week or so with another video. I've got a great interview coming up with a wonderful friend of mine. That'll be really interesting. And then I'm going to share with you how I actually do my end of year report for the government. So I will show you how I do that in one of the next videos that I have too. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you find it helpful. Have a fantastic week. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.